Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend this weekend. This is Chris and Tammy here with our Saturday training at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And today's session is very, very, very important. But before I begin, I just wanted to welcome Steven and Esther from Ghana and Mark. Nice to see you here. And we have some representation from Grand Rapids. And let's see here. We have Rob. We have Richard. Welcome, Richard. David Wagner. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what I was saying here, folks, is this training is the foundation of everything. Whatever you are looking for in life, and I know Tammy and I have been referencing this on the mindset training that we did, is it's important to have a sense of direction. See, nobody wakes up in the morning, goes in the shower, brush their teeth or whatever, eat first, brush their teeth, and get in a car and drive and have no idea where they're going, right? There's always a destination and a purpose as to why you do things. Well, your life is like that. Your business is like this. And Tammy did a training, which I'll be assisting, but Tammy designed this training called the board training, the dream board training, which is the foundation that starts with your dreams, and your dreams falls into goals, and your goals are breaking down into steps, and these steps are breaking down into tasks that you do on a daily basis, and the goal to achieve your goals. So what we want to do here is to give you a training that will give you a representation on exactly how do you go about it. So Tammy, the floor is yours.
Excellent. Well, happy morning to some of you, afternoons, evenings, whoever's going to be catching this session, whether it's live or recorded. And I highly recommend to share this with any of your team members that have not yet got onto this training session, or for whatever reason had to work, they're sleeping, because this is a really, really important fundamental part of building a business. And interesting is I never heard of vision board training before I got into network marketing. And I learned so much in this profession. I mean, it has shaped me for who I am today. As a child, for people who don't know us, I'll introduce ourselves a little bit, because I think a lot of people are new coming into Got Back Up, and they really don't know the trainers. They don't really know the presenters. So I think it's important to get to know them and why they're part of the vision of Got Back Up. And so when I was young, I was super shy. And when I got involved in network marketing, it just opened me up in a way that just brought the natural leader in me out, because every single one of us have this ability to lead. Every single one of us. Your mom's out there, you're leading. Your dad's out there, you're leading. You may be leading in different areas in sports and stuff like that. So you have the ability to do this. And so Chris and I, and the reason I'm sharing this is I want you to understand why we do what we do. Is first of all, we met each other in the network marketing space. For those who don't know us, we both had past relationships, had children, and I think that's very common today, is families coming together. So we have four grown children, two each, and they all live in the same area. They do things together when we're not there. We've managed to bring two families together into one, and created that happy home. And through that, we have 6 grandchildren. So that is something that really drives us to do what we do, and we'll explain why. Chris and I decided, I think it was back in 2018, it took us about a year, but we decided we wanted to tell our story. So we wrote a book called Freedom Formula. And our mission and passion is all about breaking the cycle of poverty. Whether you call it debt, broke, whatever it is, it's to help people get out of that, because at the end of the day, we are not the issue, and we don't label ourselves to that issue. We need to grow beyond that. And that's what we want to teach and train people. Situations happen to all of us in life, but we're not that situation. It's just temporary, right? So if you're in that situation right now, understand it's not who you are. It's just a situation, and you'll grow beyond that. And we're entrepreneurs, we're investors as well, because we were able to make a great living in the network marketing space because we decided to treat it professionally. And you have to ask yourself these questions. Are you treating your business professionally, or are you just dabbling it in and just squeezing in an hour here and there when you feel like it? Because if you do that, it's going to be really difficult to hit any type of momentum in this business. And I'm the type of person, I'm like love, but tough love. I like to say it the way it is. I don't sugarcoat anything because I don't think that it serves anybody by sugarcoating. We just need to hear the way it is so we can learn to grow and shape ourselves and toughen up our skin. I know my mentors were like this with me, and this is what we do. And we're also international trainers, and we love helping people. I mean, that's what drives us every morning to get up. What drives you every morning to get up and to show up? And right now we're doing this 7 a.m. accountability, and it was just a 20 and 30. And some of you are on this session today. I noticed Bill. I saw you. I saw Linda. I saw Kim and Esther and a few others that have joined us. Leo have joined us on these sessions at 7 a.m. And that's early for us to start working, right? But we get into these 1 hour focus, and we love doing this. That's why we do it. Now, this is the big reason. You got to have that core, emotional core reason why you're doing this. This is our family. We've managed to create a big family within 2 families and bring a lot of joy into this. And this is why we work so hard today. More than anything, it's building global wealth so that we could pass this on for generations to come. Saying that, I just get goosebumps. What is your core reason why you made decisions to do this business? Because when you know why, you'll go through the hurdles so much easier than somebody who doesn't know what they want. And your past, as I mentioned earlier, none of this matters. None of the situations you're going through in life 1 second ago matters. What matters is what you do right now to shape your future and to know why you're shaping your future, because that's what's going to get you up in the morning. That's what's going to get you to fight when you have one of those days where things are not working. It's all about shaping your mindset and creating that blank sheet is very important moving forward. Let go of things that haven't worked. Have you joined network marketing before and it didn't work? Hello. I think most people have. But does it mean you're not going to succeed in this? You're going to succeed in anything that you put your mindset to, anything that you're willing to do the work for, anything that you're passionate about. You will succeed in it, no matter what it is.
And Tammy, if I may
I was
add,
going to say, I want you to expand on this because I know Chris is so passionate about that mindset.
yeah, no, absolutely. As a matter of fact, Tammy referenced a book that we wrote called Freedom Formula. If you're just curious, you can read a little bit about it for free on Amazon. If you go to Freedom Formula, ONE1. The domain Freedom Formula, they wanted it 8,000 pounds for it. So I said, I don't think so. So we added the word ONE for one, for Freedom Formula 1. So anyway, the point is that if you want to see our massive failures, you can read it in this book. And the reason why I'm addressing this is because sometimes people see, oh, wow, you guys live in Florida half the year. You got a Model X Tesla. You got all these amazing toys and all these investments. But once upon a time, it was a mess. It was not like that. We had to change our mindset. And your mindset is the foundation to everything. What you think about on a daily basis will manifest into your life. And your life will be a very strong reflection of what you think about the most. In fact, just recently, yes, guilty of, I was on TikTok and I was, browsing like we all do from time to time. And I came across a segment of Anthony Robbins back in the 70s, I think. And he was quite young. And he was talking about exactly what I'm sharing with you is whatever you focus on a daily basis. And he has actually a chemical explanation that what occurs in the brain that's very interesting. I wish I can can give you guys the reference, but it was one of those videos that I just kind of came across out of coincidence. My point in saying is what you keep focusing your attention on, a lack of. And I hope I'm noticed I disappeared there for a second. So what's very important here that you keep in mind as you keep moving forward is your mindset. It's like going to the gym on a daily basis. You have to exercise it every single day. There was another interesting video that I watched. He says someone who smokes and drinks will live longer if there are people that trains regularly than someone that does everything well but does never train. Is not interesting. Someone who smokes and drink excessively will live most likely longer if they move their body and train on a regular basis than the person that does not drink, does not smoke, but never trains. It's really important, the daily activities that you do on a regular basis that will define who you are or who you will become. Back to you, Tammy.
So some of you may have seen this slide before. I know that we've seen it online, and I had to recreate it in this session. It's because we all go through stages of growth in our lives, and right now, what's important is to see where you are right now. Where are you in these stages? Comfort zone. Gosh, that's a killer for success. Comfort zone, no risk, no reward, and it's being safe, in control. Uh, Comfort zone is not a place that's going to serve you, and often it's based on fear, and often it's based on past fears. Okay, so if you're in your comfort zone right now, this session is going to be really, really good for you, because you're going to have a stronger foundation of where you want to go in your life. Because I find people when they don't move, it's because they haven't got a plan. They haven't got a vision of where they want to go. They're just stuck, really. I mean, we've all been in comfort zones in different areas of our lives, right? So think of the times that you've been really comfortable, and was it ever really comfortable? Because it's not. It really isn't. I know I've been in my comfort zone, and I realized that I was stuck in that comfort zone because I feared. I feared a lot of stuff. So, going into that fear zone is how do you face the fear? Because when you're in that fear zone, it's scary. And often, people who are stuck in fear, they have low self-esteem. Maybe they don't have the skill sets yet. Maybe, if we're talking about building a business, maybe somebody's not been in business before, and they fear it because they've never talked to people before about business and don't know what they're doing. Fear zone will cause you to make a lot of excuses. A lot of excuses. So pay attention to that. Pay attention, because if you're making excuses of why you're putting things off, then you have to stop that in the moment and change the words, the thoughts, so that you can go into that learning zone, because you'll never get into that learning zone if you stay stuck in comfort or fear. And another thing about fear that's really, really important, because all of you have started from the beginning at one point. We've all had other people that have knocked us down, that have put us down for joining the industry. Especially in my case, it was people that I thought would be the biggest supporters of me. And boy, was I in for a surprise. But I made a decision that I was going to show them that it worked, instead of, you know, agreeing with them and quitting and saying this industry doesn't work. It's not the industry. It's not the product. It's not the industry. It's that person that's looking at you in the mirror will be the reason why you succeed or not. Always remember that. And I had all these lessons from our mentors. And man, it hurt when they'd say, look in the mirror. Because you just, your ego kind of takes over a little bit, and like, no, 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 no. And you make all these excuses and blame, 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 blame. Got to get out of these two zones. So if you find yourself stuck in these zones, and you will from time to time, especially when you go into the next level. Every time you go up into a level, it is a fear zone level. Okay, so you're learning at a different level. So, Chris, do you want to share the learning in the growth zones?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the fact here is, once you've accepted that you took that bitter pill in dealing with the fear, which I really like Bayfield's comment, is false evidence appearing real, which spell the word fear, which is very accurate. Then eventually what happens is you start learning, because you're doing things that you're not comfortable with, and you're going to make mistakes. Like, for example, maybe you're starting to talking to people, and some people may turn around and respond to you in a way that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, right? So and then the fear is to do it again. But despite that, I feel the fear, but I do it anyway. Right? Lisa Jimenez wrote this book, actually a wonderful book. And once you get to that zone, then you start learning, because you learn more from failures, from successes, because successes, you're in your comfort zone. Maybe you worked hard, whatever the situation may be, but the reality is that you've achieved. And when you achieve, the human mind says, well, I'm done. Okay, let me just take a break. But when you fail, it's a different mindset where, oh my God. So I can look at it, I'm a failure, or you know what? I'm not going to do this way again. I'm going to evolve and do it better next time. And the fact is, when you go through that issue and you start realizing that you're solving problem, right? You're expanding that comfort zone. And then what's happening is you're facing challenges, and you're acquiring new skills by developing new approaches, and you start seeing a little bit of success there. Now you're crossing to that big circle of the growth zone. And this is when your income starts increasing. Sometimes people in this business have the wrong mindset, where they think that if they have enough people in this team, and if my upline starts sponsoring people underneath them, and what have you done for me lately? And this kind of mindset will not take you anywhere. You'll never succeed in this environment. You have to take ownership of your business. And when you do, people are going to want to be around you because of the success that you have represented. It's a representation of the leadership level 4 from John C. Maxwell, from the 5 levels of leadership, right? Or I would say number 3, actually. People follow you because of what you achieve or what you have done. Number 4 is people follow you because of what you've done to help them, to help others to grow and evolve. So what's happening here is that you get to that growth zone, and then you start living maybe not the full extent of your dream life, but you're starting to live it, right? You went on a vacation from the funds that you've earned from your commissions, right? You're starting to find a purpose because you're realizing the impact you're having on other people's lives. And then what happens is those goals now are achieved. Now you have to set new goals, and Tammy will walk you through what she's done. And then it gets into, conquering all the objections. And then objections, I love objections. For me, it's like a playground, because it's amazing how much growth Tammy and I have occurred, who have gone through over the years, by dealing with challenges where once upon a time it was a major obstacle. Now it's a little hump. And the fact is, once you get all of this and you get into that growth zone, you're a much, much more powerful leader. And it's the reason why you tend to make more money than the people that are still in the learning zone or the fear zone, because you are able to influence others by the knowledge that you've acquired and the experience and the success that you've had. It's really interesting, but you need to go through these challenges. And you can't turn around and fear them and kind of look at the challenges. I can't seem to get there. It doesn't work for me. That is not the right way to look about this. You can achieve anything you want. Every single one of you here on this session. You just have to make the decision to do so. That's the difference between success and not.
And we all know that children are the best when it comes to seeing a bigger picture, because they don't have the programming yet, right? They don't have the, oh, you can't have this yet in their DNA. As people grow up, they get more and more of the teachers programming, the parents programming, their environments programming. And people buy into it, which is crazy. I know, because we've all bought into it. I think of certain situations when I was young, until I was old enough to make that decision, going, who are they to tell me I can't be this or I can't be that? I got to a certain point where I stopped buying into it. And now I look back at these people and they haven't changed. They haven't changed because they haven't gotten out of that mindset. And that they've never got into a different level of growth. They just settled. And that's why I love using children as an example, because when we're children, we're invincible. There's so many things that we desire to do, to be, to have. I mean, you look at all the lists for the holidays, for Christmas, everything that they want and desire, not even knowing the cost of anything. There's nothing that stops them from dreaming. And I think we need to get back to that mindset and stop allowing that programming to make decisions for us. You may have a job right now where it's paying you a certain salary, and you think that that's all there is. Whoa, you need to get into that childlike mindset, because that is not it. You can have so much more, so much more. And network marketing is that vehicle that breaks this. If you go into that learning in that growth zone that Chris was sharing with all of you. So there's 5 steps that I like to talk about when it comes to creating your dreams. And so we're going to go through those steps, which is going to lead you to creation. Okay. So at this point, what I'd like you to do, if you go to the next slide, Chris, we're going to go into step number 1, which is the thought. Now, I want you guys just to take a couple breaths in and out. I want you to close your eyes first. Let go of everything, you guys. Let go of everything. And you might think this is childish, but I'm telling you, let go. Okay? Because now you've got your blank sheet. This is when I get really passionate. This is when you got your blank sheet. Now you're in creation mode. Okay? Close your eyes. Do this. I'm telling you, you will see results. And if you see this picture right now, that's not a good thing, because you're not doing the exercise. So imagine you're in a place. Close your eyes and just breathe deeply. Imagine you're in a place that makes you really happy. In our case, we just love the water. Chris and I we just breathe in this water, and it just gives us hope. It gives us energy. Flow. Everything flows. Creativity flows. But the water and the beach might not be your thing. So get in that space of where you love to be. It could be the forest. It could be just hanging out and just sitting beside a tree, and just breathe in and breathe out. And just let go of everything. Okay. Now I want you to keep your eyes closed. And I want you to think of your life 5 years from now. 5 years from now. What does it look like? Chris, if you can change the slide, please. Don't look at the slide, you guys. You guys can screenshot it later. All right. What do you truly desire? Because in 5 years from now, you can achieve anything you desire. You really can. What do you want more of? Do you want more free time? If you want more free time, what does it look like? Get in there 5 years, as if you're sitting there right now. Imagine what that free time is doing for you. What are you doing? Imagine if you can travel more. Where would you go if there's no price attached to it? Where is one place or many places that you'd like to go? Maybe you want to get a new house. Maybe you're driving this new car that you've always dreamed of driving. Maybe your kids are still young yet and you're thinking about university. Think of all the things that you would want to have in 5 years from now. We're creating your 5-year plan. Maybe you want to give more to charity. I know people that none of this matters because they've already done all of this in their lives and they just want to give back. What does that look like? If you're a person that likes to give, part of your investments, part of whatever it is that you've created 5 years down the road, what is it that you would want to give to? What charities? Chris and I have our passion, and it's always about children. They are our future. And what kind of leader are you going to be in 5 years from now? How many leaders are you going to have in your organization? Will you be a black diamond in 5 years from now? How many diamonds and above will you have in your organization? Okay, you can open your eyes now. Go back to the slide, Chris. If anybody wants to screenshot this slide, you want to use it? All right, so think of all the things that when you were sitting there and you were in that 5 year, all the things that made you happy, truly happy, brought joy into your life. That is what has to go onto your vision boards. It could be just a screenshot on your computer, your desktop, your iPhone, whatever. You want to have pictures of everything that you truly desire, because that is what's going to get you out of bed every day to make things happen, is knowing what you truly desire. I like to make categories when I create my own vision boards. I've been doing this for 26 years, something like that. And so finances, you need to know how much money you're going to make to be able to live the lifestyle that you want, right? So money has to be in there. Don't be afraid about finances and money, okay? Money is good if you do it for good things, all right? Money's not evil. Money's a good thing, all right? So finances, family, friends, faith, fitness, health should always be on your vision boards, all of them. And fun. What do you like to do just to have fun and get out of your head and recharge? Like, that's got to be there. I know so many people that want to do everything for everybody else, and they're really unhappy people because they don't have balance. You need balance in your life. Okay, so that's why I always use these 5 F's for the categories. So let's go into the next slide. And so step number 4 would be the why you would want to have all of this. So what you're going to do is to write down all the things that you thought about that you wanted to achieve in that 5th year. All right. And you want to create your categories, and you want to know, write down why beside every single one of those things. Because if this why is not hitting your core, then it probably shouldn't be on your vision boards. So many people create boards because other people are creating them, and they just put a bunch of things on just to finish things, and they never achieve. And at the end of the day, it wasn't even really what they truly wanted. You got to know what you truly want and why you want it. And you got to go deep. You got to go into layers. Okay, so let's say why. Well, maybe your why is to have a bigger home. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Why do you want a bigger home? So that I have more space for my family when they come over. Maybe that's a big why for you, you know? Well, why would you want to have more space for your family to come over? You can see we're digging deeper into layers. Keep asking yourself why, and go about 7 levels deep into that why. If you're not crying, it shouldn't even be on your board, honestly. If it doesn't make you cry, if it doesn't bring an emotional connection, get it off your vision board, because it's not going to stimulate you to make changes in your life. Okay, so go to the next one. Okay, and then it's a vision board creating. You can do a physical vision board, as you can see in the back. I'm kind of in the way, but you can see I've got a vision board right. Oh my God, I'm trying to move my finger right there. Just a little one right there, and the bigger one is on top above my head. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples of stuff that I've done. So I know you can't see everything in the back, but I'm always evolving on that. I just want to let you know, when I achieve things, it's off my board. I don't keep it on my board. It's already done. I've already achieved it. That's my past. And, I make decisions today, what I want for tomorrow. All right. And it's funny because Chris always laughs at me. I'll be out and about and I go, oh my gosh, I really want that. And he said,
Put it on your board.
he said, put it on your board. Because he knows when I put it on my board and I really, really want it, I will do whatever it takes to have it or to get it or whatever it is, whether it's be something more, a course, whether it's to do something more, charity or whatever it is, or to have something more. It's okay to have physical items, you guys. It's okay to spoil yourselves. Some people feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. You got to reward yourself. You really have to reward yourself. And guess what? Other people need to see you rewarding yourself, because when they see you have things, guess what happens? They go, oh my gosh, I want that too. We all need to be the example for others who don't know how to do this stuff. Yes, absolutely, Epi. I mean, the biggest why is to be part of someone's story. That is absolutely true.
I can testify. I know Anionam personally from Ghana, specifically in Accra, Ghana. I believe you're in Accra, right, Anionam?
Mhm.
And she's just one of the most caring person that you'll meet. Absolutely amazing. She's the type of person that creates unity among an organization. I have witnessed that. So sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you and UNM, but when you say my biggest why is to be part of someone's story, I can relate to that based on your actions. So this is very honorable, folks.
Yeah, so you can imagine all the wonderful things that Nam's going to put on her. I call her Epi. He's going to put on her vision board. All about the unity and team and stuff like that. So if you were in your vision when you had your eyes closed, and I asked you where you're going to be at in 5 years from now as a leader, well, guess what? You can't be that leader without bringing other people up the ladder. So that's all the team and the unity and growing together and accountability. That's all there. That should be also on vision boards as well. All right, so go to the next one. So I highly recommend to create something, and you can start small. You guys, you're probably looking at this and going, "Oh my gosh!" Start small. Put a couple things on. Whatever really, really matters for you, that's going to drive you emotionally to do what it takes every day to succeed. That's what's got to be there now, and you got to start somewhere. Okay, it doesn't have to be, it could be one picture on your screen every time you get in front of the computer or on your phone. That is going to drive you to go up the ladder in success and help other people go up the ladder in success. So I just kind of put it out there because this is what I do. I'm kind of the what do you call the artsy fartsy. I like colors. I like things. I'm a vision. I'm a vision person. I need to see things. Chris can learn different ways. I learn through seeing things. When I see something that I really, really get passionate about, I make it happen. And that's why vision boards are important. But you also got to write things on there as well, right? So if that's somebody who's going to be driven by the words, I am constantly, I am focused, I am committed, I am unconditional love, I am wealthy. Whatever you need to tell yourself to make you believe at the beginning so that you can move towards everything that you desire, that's what has to be there. Okay, your picture has to be there. Okay, so you got to put stuff in there that's relevant to your vision, what you see. Okay, and put dates too. All right, I don't stick dates on every single one of them anymore. Maybe I should. Some of them I do, but I'll put a date on the top too. You'll see some of the stuff I've done and evolved with. I wish I would have had my brand new vision board that way back in the day. It's crazy because back then, you guys, we didn't take a lot of pictures. Now, I mean, we take pictures all the time, which is amazing, right? With the Got Backup. But before, I didn't take a whole lot of pictures. I would cut things out of magazines. But now, like here's a vision board I had back in, and that was to achieve in 2021. And our goal was to do a lot of courses with Eric, which we do, and now we're part of the mastermind. So you see Act Now. You see my picture there, Tammy's vision board. It has to be about yours. Back then, the goal was to go to the Maldives, and we did. That was a big goal. Bora Bora. I haven't been there yet. So if you've already achieved it, you can move these over to the next boards and keep a date that you can move forward. Okay, just because you didn't achieve it in that year, don't think you'll never achieve it. Always move the date forward. Always. We want to renovate our Florida condo. We've been renovating it. It's our second home. So we just kind of come back and forth, and we'll do projects here and there, and they're off the boards because they're already done. And what's there is something that I recently, I want to make sure that this happens for sure. You can see I want it to happen January 2024. It's already passed and we haven't done it yet because there's more important things that are on our board right now that I want to get to. So I need to move the date forward. I want to let you guys know it's okay to move a date. Just put a date so you can aim towards it. Okay. Mastering social media. We're still working on that. It's always growing. It's always evolving. The algorithm changes. Certain platforms become more popular than others. Posts, should I do posts? Should I do reels? I mean, there's always evolution happening in the social media world. So you got to be up to speed on this stuff. I've always wanted to create a digital course, and that's something that's still in the works for me. Family fun, always, always family fun. If anybody, you saw our Christmas reel that I did, we just love having fun together. We create crazy fun moments together, always being in love. Okay, so you see the change here, because back in, I think it was 2023, Chris, we started thinking of the branding. Everybody was talking about brand. We're like, oh my God, brand. We're Chris and Tammy, right? But what do we stand for? Well, we stand for commitment. We stand for transformation, CNT. We're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Commit to transform. So it all came together, and a friend of ours helped us start the brand, which was the center, which is yin and yang. Chris and Tammy, commit, transform. Chris is into technology, as you all know. So the silver is there for the future. And the blue, I love blue. And the blue is also there for the water. And we got the watermarks. And so we managed to bring all of this together. So we created our brand based on who we are, what we love, why we do what we do, and our passion, right? So it's something you might want to think of is creating your brand, right? So these are some of the things. Global impact. Our passion is to not just impact people's lives in our backyard, in our city, our country. Our goal is to make an impact around the world. And of course, got backup is in 134 countries now and growing. Powerful. Diamond leaders. How many diamond leaders? How many black diamond leaders are you going to have in your organization that are earning? We always do charities, by the way. We don't talk a lot about it, but we do. And so we're passionate about helping families and children, especially, get educated, and to be able to eat before they go to school. That's important, right? Nutrition. So social media influencers, that's a big goal for us. We're working on it. We have our book that we never really marketed. It's something that I like to work on that a little bit more. So you can see all the things. Travel, we love to travel. Family fun, love to do a cruise with our family. And investments, always investments. And you always see a picture of me. This back then, I used to be a swimsuit designer, by the way. I owned my own manufacturing company. And this is one of my designs. I know it's hard to see, but I used to create swimwear, gym wear, all kinds of stuff that were stretch related that had to do with teams. And I did lots of stuff. Synchronized swimming teams, gymnastics, figure skating, salsa dancing costumes, bodybuilding, fitness competitors. That was my career before I got involved in network marketing. And so for me, my whole life has been around, I gotta stay healthy. I gotta stay healthy in my mind, in my soul, in my fitness, everything, my body, everything. Because when I feel good, then everything around me is good. Okay, so I take care of myself, and I take care of me first, just so you know, in the morning. I have to, because the days get super busy, and it's so easy to forget to take care of ourselves. And next thing you know, we're just dragging and sluggish and not feeling well. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to go down a path that you're not going to be happy with down the road. So this is in Boracay, by the way, this picture we took. And this is when we were really, really living the dream. And we realized that when we let go of our excuses, that's when we truly found our results. And write that down. That's when you find your dreams, is when you decide, you know what, enough. Gotta drop the comfort zone. Gotta drop the fear zone. It's okay to be afraid, but go towards what you want. Move towards what you want. Because everything you move into will always be fearful at the beginning. Always remember that. Feel the fear, and do it anyways. Because what you'll realize, with a little bit of practice, you won't be afraid anymore. So always move towards everything that you truly desire in life. And that's when you're going to start living every single thing that you want to live. All right. And we still have big goals and big dreams. And we'll still move towards helping as many people as we can get there, because that's what we are passionate about. That's what we live for. That's our mission, and breaking the cycle of poverty and helping families create generational wealth for their families. That is absolutely on the list. So let's talk about some of the success loading actions, Chris. You want to go ahead with this?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I was actually in a listening mode here. The 5 step actually are pretty. It's common sense, right? It starts with the desire. I mean, desire is easy. Everybody has desire, but then you need to make the decision to act on that desire. But often what's going to happen is that you're going to come across some challenges, some obstacles, some situations. And that's why mentorship is so important. This is the reason why Tammy and I are committed to these Saturday trainings at 10 a.m. You guys don't realize, but it's a lot of work to put these things together prior every single week without fault. And if we're not there, then often Joel will grace us with his presence to compliment us when we're traveling. My point in saying is, it's important to connect. When I meet a mentor, it doesn't mean that you need to, oh, I don't have a mentor. That's not true. You're being mentored right now as we speak. And the fact is, you just need to show up for class. And once we give you assignments, do the assignments. In fact, leaders tend to speak in assignments because we know if you do the assignments, the chances are your results will definitely improve. So mentorship is very important. That's why we have this Telegram group that we invite you to collaborate and to promote things that has anything has to do with God backup and promoting your business, right? And after that, you need to work on a strategy. There's systems, and we have boards, and within the boards we have trainings. We also record all these calls. This call is recorded on the God Backup YouTube channel. And then we reference that channel into past recorded calls on the board. Every single calls we've ever done are actually listed on their past recorded calls. We also have trainings. We have the PowerPoint presentation that you can download. We have French, we have Spanish. And in fact, as we keep evolving, we certainly want to have more language. And that's where we partner with the field leadership with us that are willing to translate and add their portion in whatever language that they want to add. But that's part of the strategy. And then from there is to take action. And Tammy and I work with a lot of folks that will do all 4, but they don't do 5. 5 never happens. They just don't execute. They're kind of stuck in the ecosystem of 1, 2, 3, 4, and they spend all their time there, but they don't take action on it. So number 5 is critical. Otherwise, it's knowledge on ice. So you're kind of wasting your time. So it's very important that you follow these sequence. So let's go ahead, Tammy, and talk about it. You go ahead.
Yeah, before I go there, I just want to recognize Dr. KOA and Coach Steve Anderson. You saw them. They're just jumping the ladder in the contests that are happening, and these guys are on this session today, and they probably have their team members on this session today. I know that Dr. KOA does. So see, the leaders are showing up. Kim showing up. He's showing up at the. He was also, I believe it was 13. So congratulations, you guys. You guys are just setting the trail. Ladies, we got, and this is phenomenal because it inspires, your successes inspires others. So awesome. So desire is all about, what's your purpose? What are you passionate about? What do you desire to be, do, have in your life? That's the big one, you guys. Get emotional. It's got to be embedded into your DNA, because that is what's going to get you moving every single day. I'm telling you, if you don't nail this part down, you're going to struggle. You're going to wander. Nail this down, you guys. It's got to be big. I believe Chris and I have always reached the top ranks of our companies because of this one thing: desire. Our desire is so big, even when we're tired. Trust me, you guys, there's some Saturdays that I just don't want to do anything. But then I think about my desire. I think about all the people and how we can help these people. And all of a sudden I take my mindset off of what I don't feel like, which is really, shake it off, just jump up and down, get some energy, go out and breathe in fresh air for a bit and get back inside so you can make it happen. Like just little things that you can just make that shift and your desires back. And then you do whatever it takes. That is what's going to get you to the top. Not the wish, not the hope, not looking at a picture. It's this one ingredient, and the rest follows. You want to do this one, Chris? Or you want me to go ahead?
So no, go ahead, Tammy. You're. I don't want to break your flow, so I will add in as we keep moving. You go ahead.
Okay. And then it's to make that decision, you guys. That's the big one. Are you going to aim for that? Right? Whatever it is, what are you willing to do to get what you desire? What are you willing to give up? This is a big one. This is such a big one, because what you guys don't realize is you're not giving up everything for a long period of time. If you get focused, really focused, and one of the things I think, Chris, when we were so in debt up to our eyeballs, this is just about 17 years ago. It was devastating. Devastating. We were in our 40s. We almost lost everything because we made some investments that we really thought were going to go well. Things were happening in another company that was not going well. We've all been there. And we had to make some decisions 17 years ago, and we love network marketing. So of course we found something else. Long story short is we decided we were going to give up most things. We had to get out of, oh my God, the situation that we were in. This wasn't small stuff, you guys. $120,000 in debt. And you're probably thinking, gosh, you guys are irresponsible. No, we made some bad moves. And, we could have done some other things, but at that time, we were in that situation that we were at because of, some of the things that we had done weren't even our situation. It was somebody else. But we decided, you know what? We're just going to make it happen again. Because you might have things around, circumstances around you, sometimes you're not in control of. But what you're in control of is the decisions you make in the moment. And we made a decision that we were going to stick to 2 years of focus in building. We missed most birthdays. We missed a lot of things. And everybody totally understood because they knew the situation that we were in at the time. And everything had changed from there. So sometimes you got to give up some stuff.
You're actually bringing me something to memory where, the after impact, and I know it sounds horrible, what Tammy was sharing earlier, but we were communicating, right? We didn't disappear. We communicated. And I remember when we did our will, which we started working on several years back. And the kids were very honored and happy to know what's coming, as a legacy, right? So at the end of the day, folks, there's a price to pay, but there's also reward at the end of the road. So the fact here is make the decision. The next step is mentoring. Find someone to mentor you on your journey to achieve your goals. Now, folks, it's not always easy to find a mentor that you'll be able to relate to, but surround yourself with people who have what you desire. Be part of groups and participate. Don't just sit on the sideline and always watch, never participate. Right? Many of you are part of groups and you watch and you sit on the sideline and you never participate. Participate. Share something. Maybe something you've achieved. Many of you here are part of our Telegram group. After this training, I would love for every one of you here to go into this group and share something wonderful that happened since the beginning of the year. Forget about the negative for a minute. Let's focus on the positive. So every one of you here in the group, it'll be nice because the other 550 people in the group that are just sitting there watching will actually see the 10% of you that are here that are actually posting things. I'm telling you, you will stimulate a lot of people, right? So participate. Don't just sit on the sideline. Surround yourself with people with common interests. Cancel with people that can support you. I know Tammy and I have a link that people can book with us to have conversation, and we do that on a regular basis, right? To help, to share, and so forth. So very, very important. The last week we talk about the strategy, right? What can you do right now? Very important. How much income do you need to live the lifestyle that you want, not the lifestyle that you have to live? Often when we mentor people, it's very interesting, and it's a human trait. Hey, listen, guys, I'm guilty of that too. Trust me. Where someone says, "Well, what do you want?" You know what the first thing I'm going to do is, what do I need now to be able to stay afloat? That's how we think. I'm asking you to go way beyond that, 100 times that. Okay, maybe that's aggressive. 10 times that at least. Whatever it is that you need, multiplied by 10, or double it, or triple it, or quadruple it, whatever that amount is. And aim for that. Because if you aim far, even if you miss the target, you will go further than if you aim low. I guarantee you that. You may miss the target, it will be higher than if you had a low target. That's something that we found. How much income do you need? Well, put it down, right? How many hours are you willing to invest to achieve these goals? See, a lot of people have very limited constraint mindset when it comes to, well, this is what I'm willing to do. If that doesn't happen, I'm out. Well, I guarantee you that probably 99.9% you'll be out. Because life doesn't work that way. Life is not absolute. There will always be situation changes that will come in, that will interfere with the results and what you're trying to achieve. So you have to be flexible. And what will keep you grounded in your strategy is your why. Tammy talked about, well, why? Why are you doing this? And she mentioned that if your why does not make you cry, the chances are you most likely will not follow through, because it's not something that is emotionally important to you. It's the emotion that will solidify your commitment towards the persistence in doing whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then when we talk about action, many of you responded and commented on action. And by the way, I really, really appreciate all the wonderful comments. I'm not able to read them as I'm talking right now. Otherwise, I'll stop training. But I'm seeing Dr. Koa with a lot of comments here and a lot of feedback. And Evans and Kim and many of you, Simon and Sylvie and Barbara. And, keep them coming here, guys. Right? So take action. Today is a new day to create and reinvent yourself. This is what Tammy and I did back in 2021, I think. 2021. That's when you had the board with a commit to transform. The commit to transform, we didn't just came up with it. It's also, I had a wonderful friend in Ghana who's a doctor who has reached the highest pinnacle level in our previous company that says, Chris, you guys are so much more than this. And he started reflecting. And actually, I remember that it reached my heart. on how he felt about who we were and the kind of leaders we were. And that's where the yin and yang came about. And the fact is, all our properties, everything we die, it's always around water. Water is our serenity. You know, the colors that Tammy talk, say, and the CT, Chris, Tammy, commit, transform. It was by design, but we reinvented ourselves, right? And then we said goodbye to our excuses. We know they're here. We know the economy is not easy. Okay, whatever. We'll overcome those and we'll figure out. And it's exactly what we're doing. We're watching what's going on in our government in Canada and all the I don't want to turn politics here, but the reality is that there's a lot of situation that's been imposed that was not there 3 years ago that now we have to deal with. So we need to overcome all of these things, but we're not going to use that as an excuse not to achieve. We're just going to go around it and figure out a way to do it, despite whatever it is that goes, that gets in our way, and schedule some time to take action. Tammy has gracefully, and we'll almost finish the training here, guys. Tammy has gracefully offered our precious time in the morning. I tend to be a very late person, so I tend to go to bed later. But my point in saying is she has an accountability. Are you showing up for this? Are you actually doing the activities? Are you doing the things, the steps, and the tasks that will grow your business? This is an hour that you should concentrate in doing the activities, right? And actions will kill doubt. If you're doubtful of something, just go out there and get to work. I'm telling you that the doubt will disappear while you do the actions. So at the end of the day here, folks, a grateful heart. Tammy, I'm going to let you finish this. Is a grateful heart is a magnet to miracles. And that is an understatement. Back to you.
Absolutely. Always be grateful for everything that comes into your life, even if it's a learning experience. Sometimes, we get experiences that we're not too happy about. And sometimes the ego tends to take over as well. But always sit back and reflect. That's one thing that Chris and I are really good at on Sundays. We go for breakfast. Some of you see some of our little stories here and there. And we discuss our week. We discuss some of the things that we could be better at. We discuss, like last week, for example, there was that Eric Worre social media. So we discussed some of the things in that training that we need to work on ourselves to improve in our social media. So we're always, we're always learning and growing, but we're very grateful for everybody who has come into our lives. We're grateful for all the experiences that we have, no matter what experience come into our life. So we can always learn and grow and be better, and always, just be happy for the things that we've decided to let go of, all those excuses. So always think of things that you could be grateful for. It's a good habit to write down in the morning what you're grateful for, what you're grateful for in the evening. And Tracy, I noticed that you wrote something. I'm happy you're here on this session. It's been a while, but join us on these 7 a.m. sessions. That's part of team mentorship. We're having a really great time, and everybody's evolving and growing from that. And but feel free to reach out. You have my number.
Absolutely. So, folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this training. And Tammy actually designed this training. She put her heart into it, and I'm grateful that she was able to share that. This training is contained within the God Backup YouTube channel. You can also access that link through our board if you're looking for this. And I do recommend, again, just as FYI, to subscribe to the YouTube channel of God Backup, so you get a notification the moment there is any trainings that are hosted by anyone that is a guest speaker representing God Backup. So everybody, have yourself a wonderful weekend. We hope, again, you enjoy this training and enjoy this weekend safely. And we will see you next week. Now, this week, Tammy and I are going to Vegas, not to play, but to work. We're going to see our mentor. Eric Worre is one of our mentors in the mastermind, and we're going to be spending 2 days with him in his home and talk about strategies and all of these things we learn. Well, guess what? We bring them with us and we apply them here. So again, grateful for all your feedback and all your comments. You guys were absolutely wonderful. So have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, everybody, and bye for now.